Hello everyone, I am Ramesh KS. Today we are discussing about the continuation part of data structures part 2. So in previous class we discussed the classification of a data structure. So data structure is divided into two different types, primitive data structure and non-primitive data structure. Primitive data structures are again four types: integer type, floating type, character type and pointer type. Non-primitive databases are three types: arrays and lists and files. Arrays are three types: one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and multi-dimensional. So list again two types: linear data structure and non-linear data structures. Linear data structures are three types: three subtypes: stack and queue and linked list. So again in the under list non-linear data structure, under this trees and graph are the types of this non-linear data structure. So these are the classification for data structure. So we will learn in this session. So each and every type definition definition in detail. Okay. If the time permits, I will take some other concepts related to this. So entire chapter is based upon this diagram only. Okay. Let us concentrate. So now in previous class I explained you about primitive data structure. It is directly operated upon by the machine level instructions. So inside of the computer have some registers, some other machine level related instructions are there embedded. So that instruction, with the help of that instructions, this is directly operated. So let us take int. So let us write one statement now. I am writing here int space a. What does it mean? So in previous classes we learned it. So it is a declaration of a variable. So here int indicates what? Int indicates what? Int indicates data type. Int indicates data type. So this is data type. Normally it is a data type. So a indicates what? Variable. A indicates what? Variable. A indicates variable. So in this int means integer. So integer is the type of primitive data structure. So this is an example. Int is an example of a primitive data structure. So this int, what it will do? It is directly operated. So we are not operating it. So it is directly operated upon the machine level instruction. So let me explain in detail. Suppose this is the statement. This is a declaration statement. We are call it as declaration statement. This is declaration statement. Declaration statement. This is a declaration statement. So whenever if I declare a variable, this is a variable. So I am declaring. Declaration means what? Here a has a we have given name. The variable name as a. We are declaring it as integer. That means suppose let us take one example. I am Ramesh. I am declared as a lecturer. I am declared as a professional. I am a lecturer. I am a declared as a software programmer. I am declared as a team lead. I am declared as a consultant. Like that. Here a is a variable. It is declared as a integer. So whenever if you declare a variable, what happens? Let us understand. It's very interesting. So whenever if you declare a variable, so memory will be allocated. memory will be allocated. Okay, so in this a memory allocated, a memory allocated, a memory allocated. So normally, so how much bytes of memory it is allocated? 4 bytes of memory it is allocated. Generally, short int is 2 bytes of memory, int is 4 bytes of memory. In previous classes we learned this. So how much of memory it will be allocated? 4 bytes of memory allocated. So here bytes of memory means here we can accommodate any value. We can place any value into this memory. Suppose if I want to place 10, you can place it, no problem. So if I place 10, so in this empty memory is there, that means memory allocated 4 bytes of empty memory. So that in that empty memory we are placing some value, some bytes of memory it will be occupied, not all 4 bytes. Some range is there, some 2 2 1 4 7 4 8 3 6 4 8, like that some range is there. In between the range it will, if it is satisfied it will accommodate, otherwise it won't accommodate. Okay, so a can hold 10. So 10 belongs to which family? Integer family. Okay, so we cannot place here suppose Ramesh, if I place here it won't accept, it will accept only integer. Let us take I am Ramesh, I am not a doctor, correct? Suppose a doctor cannot build uh, software, because he is declared as a doctor, medical related thing he can do. He cannot develop software. At the same time, a is an integer, it can hold only integer value. Why? A is declared as integer, so integer is operated. So this memory is allocated by whom? Not me and you. It is allocated by the computer instructions, machine level instructions. So this allocated memory allocated memory allocated by computer or machine level instructions, machine level instructions. Okay, it sounds very mistake. Memory, right? Memory. Okay, I'm taking small font. Okay, so now understand, integer is what type? Primitive data structure. Primitive data structure. So it is directly operated by the machine level instructions, because memory is allocated by not by you and me, it is allocated by the machine level instructions. So it is directly operated by the machine level instruction, that's why it is a primitive data structure. Integer is a primitive data structure. At the same time, you can assume it as floating point, float a. A is declared as a float. Float means all of you know it, 10.0, 5.0, 5.5, like that. So that is floating point. So suppose in float b is declared as a float. B can store only floating point values. So character as well, character only it will accommodate, pointer address only it will accommodate. This is about primitive data structures. So all of you understood, it is a directly operated upon by machine level instructions. So this is about primitive data structures. Okay, let us move on. So no need to explain integer and floating and character and pointers, right? So we learned it with this explanation. Okay. So in the previous classes in basics we learned this integer and floating point, character and pointers. Okay, explained you integer as well, floating point and character and pointers. Please revise once. Okay. So let us move on. Non-primitive data structures. Non-primitive data structures. I am going to write the definition right away. Let us concentrate. So what do you mean by non-primitive data structure? So generally it is a complex data structure. Generally these are the complex data structures. These are derived. These are derived from. These are derived from the primitive data structures. These are derived from the primitive data structures. Non-primitive data structures are classified into arrays and lists and files. Let us understand non-primitive data structure definition. So is very easy definition. Primitive data structures, all of you know it. So we are primitive data structures. What we are doing? We are deriving. These are derived. Non-primitive data structures are derived. So consider one example. If you take an example, we will understand very easily. Okay. I'm taking here int a of 10, a of 5 you can take, a of 4 you can take. Okay, whatever it may be. So here in this int is what? Primitive data structure, isn't it? Primitive data structure. So a of 4 indicates what? A of 4 indicates an array. So array is of what type? Non-primitive data structure type. Non-primitive data structure subtype is an array. So we can say array as a non-primitive data structure, right? Yes, absolutely. So a of 4 is an array. It is a non-primitive data structure. It is a non-primitive data structure. Non-primitive data structure. Non-primitive data structure. So now let us understand the definition. These are derived from primitive data structures. So this is what non-primitive data structures. These are what we are doing. We are deriving from I'm taking this one symbol. So we are deriving from primitive data structure. So this is what a primitive data structure. So int is a primitive data structure. All of you know it. Previously we explained it. Primitive data structure. So int is a primitive data structures. So non-primitive data structures are derived from the primitive data structures. I am writing here derived. So again I am explaining you non-primitive data structure E of 4 is an array. It is a non-primitive data structure. We derived from the primitive data structure. This is a definition of non-primitive data structure. The same list as well as file also we are doing like this. Okay, I have taken this example. The rest of the examples in coming classes we will learn. So now in this as of now primitive data structure definition finished, and each and every subtypes are also we explained it, and we learned non-primitive data structures. Now we are moving on arrays. So what do you mean by an array? So I will write the definition now. Okay. What do you mean by an array? Array is a collection of, it is a collection of homogeneous elements, also we can say. It is a collection of same elements. Array is a collection of homogeneous elements, also we can write. Homogeneous means what? Same elements. Homogeneous elements. It is a collection of homogeneous elements with unique name, with same name or unique name, with same name and same type, and the same type. And the same type means what? Data type. Data type. It is a collection of homogeneous elements with the same name and with the same data type. Otherwise, we can say array is a collection of homogeneous elements with unique name, and the elements are arranged in one after the another. The same type and the same data type, and elements are arranged in a arranged in a arranged one after the another, arranged one after the another. How it will be arranged? In adjacent memory locations. In adjacent memory locations. So this is about explanation about an array. It is a collection of homogeneous elements with the same name and the same data type, and the elements are one after the another in adjacent memory locations. So let us consider A of 4. A of 4. Okay now. So in this, what I am taking here, A of 4. A of 4 means I am taking some elements 2, 3, 6, 9. These are the 4 elements. Okay. These are the 4 elements. I am taking boxes. So this 2 is at the 0th position. I am taking this memory location name as A of 0. A of 0. So second memory location is A of 1. Third memory location is A of 2. Fourth memory location is A of 4. A of 3, sorry, A of 3. So now understand, 2, 3, 6, 9 is an example of an array. It is an example of an array. It is an example of an array. So it is a collection. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 elements are there. These 4 elements is one collection. Collection of what elements it is? Homogeneous elements. Homogeneous elements means what? Homogeneous elements means all are belongs to which family? Integer family. 2 belongs to integer family, 3 belongs to integer family, 6 belongs to integer family, and 9 belongs to integer family. All are homogeneous elements. These four are homogeneous elements. Homogeneous elements. Okay. So it is a collection of homogeneous elements. That means the same type 2, 3, 6, 9 are the same type integer type. That's why it is a homogeneous elements of the same name. Same name. What name we have given here? Observe here. We have given the name as A here. A. The array name is A. Okay na. So with the same name A of 0, A of 1, A is there na. So with the same name and the same data type also. Homogeneous elements means same data type, integer type only. So int A of 4 means it is these elements are belongs to 2, 3, 6, 9 are belongs to integer. That is what same data type and same name, A name and same data type, integer type. And these are arranged in how? One after the another. See, this after this one, this after this one, this after this one after another in adjacent memory locations. Adjacent memory locations means what? I am taking here 2 is at 1010 location. Let us say in simple way, 10 location 2 is there, 11 location 3 is there, 12 location 6 is there, 13 location 9 is there, right now. So 10 11 12 13. So here what? Adjacent memory locations 10 after 11, 11 after 12, 12 after 13, not 10 after 12, 11 after 13, not like that. It is one after another adjacent memory locations, it is arranged. So it is what? An array. Array is a collection of homogeneous elements with the same name, with the same data type, and the elements are arranged in adjacent memory locations. So this is about detailed explanation about an array. So array again divided into three different types: one dimensional and two dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. Let us concentrate on one dimensional array. It is also very simple. I am going to write you explanation about one dimensional array. So what do you mean by one dimensional array? One dimensional array, it is a same collection of homogeneous elements with the same name and same data type, arranged in one dimension. The elements are, you can say, the elements are arranged in one dimensional array. One dimension, you can say arranged in one dimension. See, this is only one dimension only. So you can concentrate here. This is this direction only, correct? This is one direction only. So this is one direction, not multi-direction. So it is an example for one dimensional array. So it is an example for one dimensional array. One dimensional array. So this is about one dimensional array explanation. Okay. So now you please try two dimensional array explanation. The minor changes. So everything is same. So few changes we are considering. It is collection of homogeneous elements with the same name and the same type. The elements are arranged in two dimension. It is two dimensional array. What do you mean by multi-dimensional array? It is a collection of homogeneous elements with the same name and the same data type. The elements are arranged in multi-dimension. So that is what two-dimensional multi-dimensional array. So what is the example for the one-dimensional array? What is the example? I am taking example here. Example int a of 10. So this is one-dimensional array example. So what is the two-dimensional array example? Example two-dimensional array example int a of 5 b of 5. This is two-dimensional array example. Sorry, a of 5 of 5. So this is two-dimensional array example. Okay. So multi-dimensional means more than two means 3 4 5 also we can say, we can take. Okay, so I'm writing here int suppose b, I am taking b of 2 3 5. So this is an example for multi-dimensional array. Okay.